Hey everyone, Sean Smith here from PPC AMSaccelerator.com, and I just wanted to create a YouTube video to answer one of the questions from my students in my PPC AMS Accelerator PPC program. I like the idea of creating YouTube videos around people asking questions. So if you have any questions regarding Amazon, advertising, sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display, sponsored brands video, then put them in the YouTube, in the comments below, and I'll make a video answering your question because, you know, it's best to answer people's questions, man. And I was kind of dry for content. I couldn't think of anything to make. So then I was like, hey man, just answer people's questions, because that's what, I mean, if one person has a question, then another person's most likely going to have a question. So this one's from Andrew Scott Easton. He is one of the students in my Amazon PPC program, PPC AMS Accelerator. And he says, Sean Smith and or admins have a new team member joining the group. He's training up on the new program and has some questions about the bulk file version. Is there a new version we can utilize? Please add him to the group. So ultimately, just the question is, hey, is there a new bulk file version? And I'm going to go over two templates in this. I've created multiple templates. I've created templates for creating campaigns for sponsored brands video, sponsored display audience targeting, sponsored display product targeting, sponsored products product targeting, sponsored products keyword targeting. And I like to have these templates so that when we build campaigns, we have the structure in the bulk file. So let's go over each one. So here we have the sponsored products product targeting campaign. So new bulk file SPPT campaign creation template. So ultimately, like, what we want to do here is basically have, all right, I'm just going to go over each column, not too much detail, but the product, sponsored products in this situation here, because the product is the ad type, like sponsored brands, sponsored display. Entity is just, that entity. Operation is huge. So we need to have create under operation, right? We need to make sure the campaign ID is the same as the campaign name, right? Campaign ID is the same as the campaign name, and the ad group ID is the same as the ad group name. You need to fill out the campaign ID. You need to fill out the ad group ID. This is an issue that I had when I first started doing this. Portfolio ID is optional. You can put it in there if you have a specific portfolio you want to add this to. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this either. Campaign name, obviously, need to have a campaign name. Ad group name goes down here. And the start date and end date needs to be structured a little differently than it used to. You need to have the date, the month, and the day. So you have the date, the month, and the day. So in this situation, I think it's March 12th, 2022, 04/12/2022. If you don't do that, it's not going to work. End date, same structure needs to be in there. And actually, I changed my naming. What I recommend doing is, if you use a naming system where you put the date and the campaign name and ad group name, that's what I do, is using this structure as well for that. Targeting type needs to be manual. State needs to be enabled. Daily budget filled out. SKU goes down here under entity, under the product ad entity. The ad group goes here, or the ad group default bid goes here. You can put a bid here, 0.50, because this will default. So like, let's say for example, this is blank. This 22 cents, this ASIN here will default to 22 cents if we leave it blank. And it'll stay blank in the spreadsheet. So I actually recommend putting a value in there, because even if it's the same as the ad group, because what it does is when you download the bulk file again, it'll be filled out for you. So when you make bid changes, it's there. So always make sure when you're bidding on new keywords or ASINs, don't just fill out the ad group bid. If your ad group bid is $1, manually put $1 in the bids, because if you don't, then when you try to change bids in the bulk file, it'll be blank. It'll come up blank under bid for the keyword. Keyword text, no need, because this is product targeting. Match type, we don't need that as well. And then just make sure you have the ASIN and make sure it's in this format. And that's it, man. And all you have to do is just, you know, I mean, this is pretty much ready to go. You just got to edit the different attributes. The keyword targeting is pretty much the same stuff, except you want to put keyword text and match type. So you need to put keyword text and match type. That's the only difference. And you don't need to add an ASIN there either. And I've tested these, man. I spent hours and hours reading over the new bulk file documentation, and because I wanted to understand every detail about everything and just understand it, you know. So I read through everything and I understand it a little deeper. And that's why I've created these templates. And it took a lot of testing. I had to do a lot of uploads to really iterate and refine these templates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share these with Andrew Scott Easton. I'm going to share them with Danny. Actually, we have a coaching call today. Hopefully Danny's on there. If not, I'll just send them to him manually. And if you're interested in these bulk file templates, let me know. And I'll let me know in the comments, in the YouTube comments, and I'll get those to you. And then we can go from there. But this is for sponsored products, keyword targeting, sponsored products, product targeting. I highly recommend getting used to the new campaign templates because eventually Amazon's going to fade out the old campaign templates. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you want to work together, you want to join my Amazon PPC program, head on over to ppcamsaccelerator.com and talk to you later, guys.